minutes now. Nobody knows what's going to happen to City, whether they're going to be on a decline or maybe they're going to continue. But what City have
That's why I don't want Man City to go on a decline. I don't want Man City to lose Pep Guardiola. I want Man City and Pep Guardiola's relationship to continue.
Whether or not.
And I will tell you, look at you in your face. Okay. I'm telling you, I told you this day will come.
It's great to have you join us on today's episode of Meshview Sports, where we'll be bringing to you unbiased analysis of sporting activities across the world. And today we'll be talking on the topic that says, and I've got Kehinde Idris and John Ojetunde who will be speaking on the topic today. It's great to have you guys with me today.
Yeah, absolute pleasure to be here. Being a City fan, sitting down with a team, with a colleague who has, settled for failure in the last 5-6 years of his life. So it gives me a lot of pleasure to sit down with my friend Kehinde Idris.
I like that.
Moshood, they say life comes with seasons. Also, the day, you have night, you have the day and all. There was a time Man City they were farmers. In short, farmers are better. I think they were dullards. So now, face have, turned around and it's their time. So he can actually wax lyrical about his team. I give that to him, but he should watch his back.
And they don't want to own up to the fact that he has been failing for years.
No. John, I'm a logical person.
No, forget logic here.
I'm somebody who stays with the reality. When he opened the show, he said 6 titles in the last 8 years in the EPL. He didn't say 6 titles in the Champions League. So why would Banta now make him switch from talking the EPL to going to the Champions League?
Okay, so let's have pity on him. So let's move on. Yes, let's move on.
With the emergence of Pep Guardiola in the Premier League.
But yes, we've not had any other team like Pep Guardiola's team, in the EPL. And you mentioned managers like Mancini, Manuel Pellegrini, who have been there before. They won one Premier League title apiece. And before then, there was also Mark Hughes, who was also the manager of Man City at the time. And you look at the transition. You look at how this team started. Of course, Kenny was right. Before Pep Guardiola came in, of course, City were not even Pep Guardiola. Before the bailout, let me use the word bailout from the
2012.
2008.
The oil money.
Yeah,
2008.
When the oil money guys came in, that's the City Football Group. When they came in, they bought the club. And I remember I started supporting City. If I see, that's the problem. When I tell them the year,
I've never said anything.
I don't even need to explain.
And you already seen a problem.
So this is it. I started supporting City.
Who's asking you when you started supporting them?
Now that time it was Robinho who drew me into the club because City signed Robinho from Real Madrid. And at the time,
Moshood. Wait, John. Sorry, Moshood. No, I just want to please. There's a reason why you're the anchor. You can also be a moderator. Please, we shouldn't start swaying around.
We're not swaying.
Who is asking him when he joins the club?
Moving on. So I'm laying a foundation. Brought in a player like Robinho. Then after a time, we had all these managers coming into the team. And it's been a fantastic ride for me as a Manchester City fan. And when Pep Guardiola came in 2016, there were talks flying around all over the media. Can this guy replicate what he did with Bayern Munich and Barcelona? Oh, the EPL is a very difficult league. It's not a league where you come and play tiki-taka. They're going to discover you after 3-4 games. Yeah, in fact, they were right. After 10 games, they discovered Pep Guardiola. Because I remember he won his first 10 games, and after then, he faded away with players like Zabaleta and the likes, company and so on. And after then, second season, there were players that he didn't like. Who didn't fit into his philosophy? He yanked them off the team, sent them some Nazaris of this world, Clichy and co. They had to leave the team, Kolarov and likes. Then he brought in certain players, hissed them gradually into the team, the likes of Leroy Sané. I think he got Raheem Sterling was under Pellegrini. De Bruyne was not also. He brought in certain players to would fit into the philosophy of his club. I remember he had the backing and the support of these guys. They told him that we're going to support you all the way. It's not instant success. It's something that we're going to build gradually. After that first season, he came in third. He came to qualified for the Champions League. And look at that trajectory. And after then, Pep Guardiola, 2018, remember? That was how it went on and on and on. And Liverpool were that team that was chasing. At the time, we didn't even have a team like Arsenal. So, imagine, even the Liverpool guys were not even coming hard on me.
Of course.
And look at somebody who's come twice second, and after series of mistakes of not, crying foul of not winning the league, he's sitting here saying that we'll come back next season. But let's see how this goes. So, Moshood, back to let me quickly round up on this.
So now, you've been bouncing around.
Now look at what Pep Guardiola has done. He's made this league his own. The guy has carved the niche for himself in the Premier League. He's told everyone, shut up. I'm the best manager in the world. You can call the likes of clubs and co. Those guys are bullshit. Pep Guardiola is that man that the EPL has never seen. Nobody, a man who revolutionized football. Every team wants to play like Pep's team. Even Arsenal. Even Liverpool. Even mention names on and on. There's something about this manager. This guy breathes football. He eats football, sleeps football. I remember one of the players, Gael Clichy, he was on a podcast and said that Pep Guardiola, after every training session, not after every game, sits back, does an assessment. Then if he sees something wrong, he calls you up at 2 a.m. and tells you that there was a time on the training session where you were supposed to throw a pass. You're supposed to make a pass. How come you went the other way? His obsession with football is immense. I've never seen a manager as obsessed at that. And see, when you've done your own homework, there's no way it's going to reflect on the pitch. And that's exactly what we're saying. It's not cast on stone. If you want to be successful, you have to put in the hard work. Okay. Pep has done that, and that's why I see 60. So, and again, not taking anything away from what the likes of Khaldun have done. I think that guy is one of the best chairman I have ever seen before. He supports the love. You need to see the love that exists in the dressing room. See, let me tell you, if I begin to tell you everything that the reasons why City has success, it's not just Pep Guardiola. Everything there's an ecosystem from the top hierarchy, the manager, that's the chairman of the club, to even the staffs, that's the gardeners, the kitsman, and all the other guys. So, with these few points of mine, I think you can carry on from there.
Are you in a debate?
It's not a debate.
I know Kehinde beg to differ.
Of course, I beg to differ. Like I've said, life comes in phases. It would always seem like you're doing everything right when it's time, when life smiles on you. There was a time we had Alex Ferguson. Till today, I don't know if tomorrow, but in the EPL, nobody will garner the kind of name that Ferguson actually have because of what he was able to do. Okay, recently, 4 EPL titles in a row. Nobody had ever done that, Guardiola. And let me go to the line you were towing. Farmers League, no Farmers League. As Guardiola make this league his own, there is no way. See, no matter how you hate a person, one thing you should never do is the fact that do not fail to give anybody their respect when they've earned it. And I would say, yes, Guardiola, you're fantastic. But calling the EPL, a Farmers League. Now, these are the points. There was a season Liverpool finished with 97 points and still lost the league. Last season, Arsenal 89 points and still lost the league. There was a time, or there are even some league, I can remember the Syria, about 57 points won a league in a year. 60 points at some point will win you the league. 70 points, those ones are many. Then 80 points, the lower 80 points and all of that. Now, the competition is what makes you ask that question. Farmers League, no Farmers League. When it was at Barcelona in the La Liga, the major competition for Barcelona is Real Madrid. And then, you easily can say if you can take out Barcelona probably in both legs of the El Clasico and all, then you're good. You can handle. You go to the German Bundesliga where it was with Bayern. That one is even straight up. Now coming to the EPL. First thing first, in the first season, he had to learn the trade. This is the EPL. You need to come in, understand this and understand that. Now, going from the second season where he started achieving, whether it's the league title or the cups, I'm talking local now, domestic. There was competition at the utmost. There were times 2-3 clubs had to push you to be the best. There was no time There was no time that he won the league with 20 points, 25 points, 30 points. Do you know Liverpool won the league with about 19 points with Man City in that same league? Liverpool made every other person look like they don't know how to do anything. Klopp made every other manager look like they are the most stupid set of people. Guardiola never did that. Yes, he won leagues and all, but super close. And like he said in one of his interview, I think 2 games to the end of the season, where he was talking about, how he, gives so much respect to his players, how he feels, the team, what makes his team very thick. He said, for every time you bring on challenge to me, it makes us dig deeper. It makes us bring something we do not even know we have. And that is why we love challenges from clubs. The EPL, as Guardiola over and over again, aside the love he's got for Barcelona, the EPL has made him a better manager. That is looking into deeper matter. It's not easy. He has never had any league season that he went just on a roll and it was so easy for him to win it. You can remember, last season, 2 seasons ago, it took the blip of an Arsenal for him to win the league. So many times people will feel like if it were to be Chelsea, if it were to be Liverpool, the league wouldn't have been easy. Either, one of the season or even both of the season. But for Arsenal, reasons, pressing their own destruct button and all of that. So the EPL has come to give Man City's, Pep Guardiola's Man City a huge challenge, which has made him a better manager. So if you want to go ahead and kudos what he had done, then you should also remember that there is a crop, there is a setup that made him look this good. And I think that's what the EPL, that's why you should never have to put the EPL in the likes of the Bundesliga or the La Liga. Huge respect to the EPL and the challenges it has brought. And all of the, the way they think, what they've done and all of that. There will come a time, if I have my way, I'll tell Pep Guardiola to stay in the EPL for 20 years. There will come a time in that same EPL and in that same league, he will become a nobody because time will face off on him.
Has there ever been a time that they've done 4 in the EPL?
I just said no.
No team.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying the teams you compare to Man City,
okay,
they did at least 8 on a row.
Okay, but they've started.
What's the difference?
They've started is different from they've done it.
This was how
What's
they
the
started.
difference?
They've started is different from they've done it. Now we can all say Man City has done 4 in a row.
They've done
But
it.
I said we can now say Man City have done 4 in a row, but nobody can say Man City has done 5 in a row.
Huge possibility that they will do.
It's not a bad. It's not. Sorry.
If and only
it's not a
if.
possibility. Manchester City.
You
are
didn't
going to
ask for
win.
your
Listen,
camera.
I'm saying that Manchester. I'm not asking for camera. Manchester City are going to win the 5th title in a row.
But Kehinde, is Pep Guardiola the biggest threat to EPL right now?
Of course. His club is doing well. They are recruiting well. You just mentioned Al-Kadum. See, there is something every season ends. They are ready to splash out the money. And today's football, hey, money gets you everything. If you cannot spend the money, then you'll be one of those clubs. You won't be one of the top clubs.
Was Pep Guardiola when he took charge of Barcelona in 2008?
No, it wasn't about money.
Was it about money?
It wasn't about money.
So what are we saying?
So the thing,
it wasn't about money.
So Kenny, this
in
is
2008.
This is it. Money, of course. We cannot.
Today's Man City is what we are discussing. We are not discussing that Barcelona. Today's Man City
has spent a lot of money.
See,
why are they not getting the same results?
They are. Chelsea just won the Champions League some days ago.
We cannot underestimate the importance of money in football. And we know that for teams to be successful, money plays a huge role. And I cannot deny that fact. But how did Manchester City start all these things we're talking about? Most importantly is identifying players that would fit into the philosophy of the club and also the philosophy of the manager. When Pep Guardiola took over this club, I told you in my intro, there were certain players that did not fit into the style he wants to play.
Everybody does it.
And he has to phase them out. He has to let them go. Yeah, people talk about the fact that Manchester City signed players like Rodri for 60 million. Signed players like Ruben Diaz for...
Wait, what are you saying? People say it or it happens.
Yes.
So what's people saying?
I'm going somewhere. Listen, I'm going
just
somewhere.
Say Man City signs players like Rodri for 60 million. Because people say they sign players. You are not going anywhere.
So this is it. Now I've mentioned players that were signed for a certain amount of money. But most importantly, he signed those players, and we can now see the results. You talked about Nathan Ake. What he looks out for is first his potential. Secondly, will this person do what I asked him to do? Yes, City has spent money in the past, but as it is now, in the last 4 or 5 years, listen, in the last 4 or 5 years, City has been one of those teams that, in terms of profit, City have made profit.
Everybody makes profit. John, leave that. It's not profit. It says signing players. You want to say in the last 4 years, they stopped spending money.
Yes, in the last 4 years. So tell me.
Grealish, Haaland, all those ones.
How much? Haaland was signed for about 56 million. So what are you talking about? So, yes, you are talking about Jack Grealish, and you know how expensive an English player is. And meanwhile, when they signed Jack Grealish, Jack Grealish was Aston Villa's best player, and you're not even going to allow that guy live for cheap. So let's put all of this together and focus on the fact that Pep Guardiola has turned this league into an absolute farmers league. And I'm telling you, the 5th is on the card. Now, coming to the next season. See, Arsenal will always do one thing.
Okay.
And let me tell you, Pep Guardiola is a maniac. When it comes to success, he's a maniac. He's obsessed with success. Why did I say this? They brought in Arteta to come and push Pep. And so the more you push Pep, the better Pep gets.
And it was a gamble that actually paid off eventually.
It wasn't a gamble.
Whatever.
It was a plan.
Arteta will keep stretching Pep. Pep Guardiola will keep winning.
Arteta just needs to get one more perfection.
What perfection?
Yes, it gets better by the season.
Pep Guardiola was perfect.
It gets better. This 2 seasons ago, Arteta, as of March day 34, thereabout, the league was gone. Last season, March day 38, was still discussing how the league will swing.
Okay, so this time, Arsenal will win the league.
Everything you do in life is projection. Even you calculate your growth by what happens last year, this year, next year. If you don't better what you did last year, then you're not growing. And so if Arsenal to sit and look at their projection, definitely Arteta has had a massive growth over the years. And then Pep Guardiola can also tell you that there's been a better push over the years from either Klopp or Mikel Arteta.
You will only keep pushing. At the end of the day, City will keep winning.
That's why I said if I have my way, Guardiola will be here for another 15 years.
And he will win for 15 years.
And let's see that. I want to see that masterclass continue to run because he's better than everybody.
Yes.
I want to see that happen. But for say you do 8 seasons, that's why you see when people wax lyrical about Sir Alex Ferguson, because for 24 years, 26 years, nobody, even when you win the league, he was there to be second. Nobody could really push him off that picture.
Nobody is going to do what Sir Alex Ferguson did again. Nobody's going to stay in the club for
I'm not saying
24 years.
I'm not saying anybody.
The football has grown and has evolved, and you will not see a let me
how many years has Ocholo stayed in
Let me tell you. Pep Guardiola is tired already.
Simeone since 2011.
This is
has
like
done 13
years thereaut.
That's 13.
At some point, he's going to leave. I don't think that guy is going to do 20.
At some point, it's different from he has left.
He's going to leave.
At some point, it's different from he has left.
Let me say this. Pep Guardiola, as it is, he's tired of Manchester. Like, he has won it all.
Okay.
But you see, Kadiri and the likes still wants Pep to continue. Because if Pep leaves now, nobody knows what's going to happen to City. Whether they're going to be on a decline or maybe they're going to continue. But what City have
That's why I don't want Man City to go on a decline. I don't want Man City to lose Pep Guardiola. I want Man City and Pep Guardiola's relationship to continue.
Whether or not.
And I will tell you, look at you in your face.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I told you this day will come.
That's what?
Yeah, it will be there in the league and they will not win the league. Because you're saying if it stays for 15 more seasons, it will win 15 more.
That's for a fact. Statistics say the data is there for you.
Statistics does not say that.
The data.
Statistics said 2 seasons is 8 years.
The data is clear.
And even the one in 2020 lost it by a huge margin.
2020 was during COVID.
Hey, some people won trophies in that same year.
And that's the only time you could see Liverpool win a trophy because it was COVID.
Some people won trophies in that same year.
And even see this hype about this club guy, people should just dead it.
I think he's a decent manager.
Oh.
Klopp, yes, there's nothing special about that guy.
Both of you on the same face. You can have the argument. Both of you on the same face. You can have the argument.
In the world, as I speak here,
yes.
Pep Guardiola in the world, no manager, my dear, no single manager is better than Pep Guardiola in the last 10 years. Even I'm even saying Jose Mourinho. Even
he's talking to
listen,
you.
Jose Mourinho.
15.
If you ask me personally, Jose Mourinho is. I'll compare Jose Mourinho to Fidelis Ilechukwu.
Okay.
In all standards, I'm telling you. Because even, let me tell you, Fidelis is even a better manager based on the way he plays his football.
Okay.
And so I didn't even know sometimes we just make argument about Jose what?
So, Moshood, when you're bringing guests, partners on your podcast, always put it in there. Whatever notice or whatever you're sending, do not take any alcohol before coming on the show.
Exactly.
This man, you didn't even check what I was dropping.
No,
What are you saying? I was carrying lobsters. What are you saying?
Mesh, let's
Always remember to tell him, because this that he just said, he was speaking under influence.
Of what?
Mourinho to Fidelis Ilechukwu. Oh my goodness.
I was just watching a podcast where you give you shout out to Fidelis.
Of course.
Comparing him to Pep Guardiola, and if you're comparing him to Pep Guardiola,
What did you say?
he's better than Jose Mourinho.
What did you say? That was comparing Fidelis Ilechukwu.
I was on that podcast. I'm not going to say anything.
I saw the
Moving on.
Sometimes we need to come to a common ground and understand some things basically. I said respect for Pep Guardiola, no doubt. But tagging the EPL a farmers league because of what he had done, that would never be. Because Pep Guardiola has sweated all through to win every league he has won in the EPL. That had not happened in Bayern. So many times it did not happen in La Liga. So the EPL, for a fact, is a standard league that will continue to give you standard competition.